Morning, Ken. All nice listeners to Radio Maria. When I'm up low country, you sit down, tune in lo this la morning. I'm not a session lo law talk. Me Gertrude Kubak. Na inside lo studio ante me to pla not senior counsel inside lo profession. My pamigi mo this la chance lo talk morning lo you plol geta.
Good morning to all the listeners lo Radio Maria. Name lo me Angelyn Paranda. Mi ha master lo joining you plugin lo this la session lo Radio Maria.
Hello, get the listeners lo Radio Maria. Name lo me Wangi Junior. Mi ama mas lo sirana te ma tula di klasa lo tok lo this la morning lo session lo blame. Thank you.
So thank you. True. I think before me proceed, I think me must me talk straight mas almost a month, more than a month where me no come sit down and me just like take him this la time lo acknowledge him usa tiplo listeners where some you plo ko tune in faithfully every Saturday na me just like acknowledge him to my colleague councils Angelyn Paranda, Hesron Wangi na Israel, Hukula, where in my absence so loko stop now loko keep him this la fire alive sa ligola wenes na me believe was plenty interesting all discussions you have been conducting this la moon blo September mon plus special month special month so time you pla oko celebrate him 50 years lo Mosby na all nara part bo country me oko celebrate him 50 years lo Buslo Gulf Province, Purari area, one project site na petroleum retention license area where you plarim liklik lo Papua LNG project, one new project where we believe was by help him Gulf Province, na puti Gulf Province lo map so absence blow me oko make him liklik walk on them. All Papa ground lo this la area one time total lo tram kirapim this la project that's why na me no wako stop but me acknowledge him straight to sem halibim na ponem participation lo this la all colleague councils lo me we all step in lo this la all sessions na big thank you to lo you pro listeners na adam me acknowledge him to director of Radio Maria Father Amit na team blong him lo this la good play initiative. This law talk session, it's very critical and very important for our people. Like plenty all senis lo side below rights bill people bayumi plenty no clear. I think the laws are changing in Waigani na plenty all brata susab bayumi lo narpa provinces they don't have that opportunity or benefit lo save when something oko come up like lo side below laws bayumi lo one kind of rights. So this morning's session we talk like talk one but very important topic custody and maintenance where I think it's a common one a topic or common situation where plenty of people blame me or go through long him. Before you go inside this topic but me ask him to colleague counsel blomilo just maybe give me like recap lo one of all discussions last week just for the benefit of all usati no been tune in last week milo silahan lo tupla lo game like recap or summary. Thank you.
Thank you, Gertrude. Last week and I believe the whole month of September it's I should say it's been an independent special. We talk about the history of the Constitution, our constitutional draft team, the CPC. We even had one of our founding fathers too all come and got them to interview on them all. And then mostly about the national goals and directive principles. So we wrapped it up nicely in the last week about the 5 goals and 5 national goals and directive principles for Papua New Guinea and what they mean to us as individually and also as a nation. So it's been a great month. So all of that has come to a
good closing last week.
Good close last week.
Thank you, Toro.
Anything to add?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, I think we were on an emotional high, to be honest. Because nationalistic, a lot of discussions, long all challenges, you mean, challenge in terms of, not going to look so on negative side. Constitution is stopped, we don't need, look, long way. Something is stopped long, constitution, long plan, national goals and directive principles. You may draw this law, the inspiration belong all forefathers, long apply, timely make big money stop on them all.
Wisdom.
We're all the wisdom, and it's mipla. We were, what we were discussing, most of us, the sentiments of feeling long plan, man, all one plaka in anemia, strong only regardless that time, big man, a spirit, big money, bless him all, go out, kiss him, ting, all get a line now. All gata stop long this last, so all gata walk about blame me, one walking me making one pathway me behind him. Guide blame plan this la constitution, especially national goals and directive principles. All gata new plan law, one something must be in line with them. What Olani one he develop him constitution blame play like him would be best blow country blame plan. All gata man marry lo this la country, so that's it. So I think the month of September was just that. So thank you. So Gertrude, we're very happy to have you back too.
It was kind of like like I thought of you guys every Saturday. I wasn't physically there. It was a very humbling experience for me.
True.
I'm spending independence like not in the city but like outside where there's like sometimes the area that I was at Purari, like it's sometimes considered as the last page or back page for country. Like government services is like nil or very less. So it was a very humbling experience for me. Like they didn't really celebrate because we were on a campsite, but like we had a solemn just the flag racing, and like despite how the negativity like Bamplaron Lo Ferry, and then like there was this big show happening at the radio the station there, Wapo station, and you would see all these canoes coming like from further downstream, like Orokolo and all that, traveling upstream. Wow. And then the canoes like despite, and it was like a bit emotional for me because like Mipla team were like we were traveling on the ferries like to engage with the communities, like Mipla looking at despite they still found time to celebrate, like go fly him this la flag.
Exactly. I mean
flag blo PNG, even though like there were some persons of government services too much, but these people found time to at least celebrate. So that was very humbling for me.
It's very humbling, honestly.
And then like about what you like you discuss on national goals and directive principles, like during the engagements, coincidentally, I was providing a bit of legal awareness on the Constitution and the national goals and directive principles. Like, where is the foundation in law where you can ask for like fair and just compensation or protection of your rights to the land. Like customary land is like the bloodline of every Papua New Guinean.
True, honestly.
And coincidentally, I did a bit of legal awareness on that, and I was focusing on the national goals and directive principles too, like 2, 4, and 5, about like equality and participation, natural resource management for and for the indigenous way of life. Like,
that's right.
You mean Papua New Guinea, so it was. I mean, I did watch one of your sessions. That was the first Independence Day special that the three of you went through. And I was like, well done. And it was like, I was watching it from,
the bush.
From the bush, but then when I went back, or sometimes the network plays up, I was in the camp and I was going through, and that's when I messaged you through, like, it was a bit emotional, kind of sad, but like that was like the first time I spent independence away from my family
for a
month. But like this is some of the sacrifices that we have to make for the benefit of our people. So it was a humbling experience being out there, and like we talk about the leaders like your model forefathers blame but sometimes, to be honest, we don't actually sometimes, as I'm like, especially like this, like independence, like I would have I hope that someone would also remember the woman that designed this flag.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Susan,
like
honestly.
Susan was only a 16-year-old lass from Gulf Province.
Grade 5.
Excuse me.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that was during the Yule Island.
yeah,
Yule Island secondary days.
Yeah.
Welcome, easy.
yeah.
Yeah, so like when I saw I was reminding those from Gulf that one of your own daughters,
True.
one of your own sisters
Oh, my
designed our
goodness.
flag. So that was
Standard
kind of
5. Oh,
yeah.
what do we sing
Standard
standards or something like that
Yeah.
before? Yeah.
She was a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
16-year-old lass from Gulf. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was something
Yeah.
special to them. But anyways, we welcome Counsel Israel Hukula. She's come into the studio.
Apologies.
No, God. Morning, Trolla. Thank you for joining me, Pla.
We plan no start yet. We plan ko just recap na
that's
serim liglig some ting lo dis la independence.
That's all.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so our
Yeah.
colleagues were just talking about the independence special you been running. If you have some, thoughts you'd like to share or summary of
The mic, I think this is working. Yeah. Oh, Father. Oh, yeah, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was. I think it was a really good
A month, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
month, and
Yeah.
a lot of celebrations and a lot of reflections. But for us, I think the recap for us was just a lot of reflections.
Yeah.
And then we had the privilege of having one of the founding fathers come and talk. A lot of reflections.
Very inspiring to have him. He's very smart and articulate and still very firm in his, his the design of the Constitution and how it should be observed and followed. Yeah. So, yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
But like for you, me plus taplo sitting and pla talk and the importance of having the Constitution, especially National Goals and Directive Principles number one, it must be for the benefit of everybody. And me plus taplo city, you go experiencing one more line straight long.
I was just sharing with them. It was a very humbling experience, and like I said, despite the area like PRL 15, it's a petroleum retention license area, Baimuri district.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's known as the back page or last page of Gulf Province, where there's nil or less access to government services. So like the company Total Energies is facilitating this Papua LNG project, and that project has a potential to put Gulf on the map, like elevate them standard of living or benefits for the people.
Access to services.
Absolutely.
Access to services. So
Absolutely.
it was a very humbling experience. Like me looking at a big man and me throw me go inside the wilderness to serve. So it was like I was just sharing before you came in. I was sharing with the councils NG and Heshron how like there was a cultural show at the main station, and like the only access is La Purari River. It connects with like Eastern Highlands, Simbu, and Mouse Blur as a head, and then comes all the way down and connects down to Orokolo and down to the sea. So like suppose Wara tight on top and whole waterways. So like time people are on the ferry to go and engage with the communities. It's like what was humbling was seeing these canoes going up to that show. There's a main station there, government station. I think you guys ever heard of the Ben Wabo Nights?
Yeah.
Sam.
Former
member.
Abel.
Wabo Nights is actually the name of that station.
And he's part Gulf.
He's part Gulf.
But on the Million Bay, so
So
that's able,
yeah. So people ko luki molkano ko kamantape. Like despite these people found time to celebrate 50 years.
That's very humbling.
Now only one ML like all grown one temple PNG flag blow all the kind of same. At the campsite we were not really able to cause like they had this because of cost cutting and all that all been demobbed, so there weren't a lot of people. So we were like about 50 plus people on camp. And then we were only like 5 females.
Wow.
And we had this solemn occasion where like there was a group of officers, police officers, like all three, they raised the flag.
Turango.
The kind of same we sang the national anthem. Woki pledged na this lanarapa unity song, and it was like very humbling. And I was just reflecting, like we think about the forefathers, but lest we forget the young girl that designed the flag. Our national pride. She hails from the Gulf province.
True.
Kind of same. So me ko look mo sa this project got in potential lo halibim people from that area. So it was a very humbling experience. And like I said, it was the first time I spent independence away from my family.
True.
Kind of same. But it really opens your eyes. And then it gives you an appreciation about life. We should always count our blessings. And I was telling Counsel and Gina Heshron, like I also took that opportunity to provide some legal awareness on the Constitution and national goals and directive principles. So coincidentally, like we connect one time what you guys were discussing here.
What the listeners were
kind of same. So that was like, I was like, okay, God is definitely at work here.
Absolutely.
So I was focusing on goal 2, equality and participation, for the natural resource management, 5, and PNG, indigenous ways of life.
Absolutely.
Because you think the challenge was like level of literacy, so we have to try and break it down to a level where all people can understand it. So it was a very enlightening experience, humbling and enlightening. But me acknowledging you, Tripla, thank you so much for manning the fort, and ensuring continuity, because this is a very good program now. A lot of people have commented. So I'm good pleasure you could take him time out, try him educate him, inform him, more people blow me, because plenty they don't know their rights.
True.
And it various laws. So I'm on pleasure me acknowledge him, you plan me talk thank you to na Radio Maria provide him a platform. So that was I guess probably a jam-packed Independence Month, the whole of September. So now you must upload new Plamurna. We're going to this topic. This topic too is a legal topic for today about custody and maintenance, and one very important and a very sensitive topic, because I'm sure a lot of our listeners that are listening right now, like you have come across, maybe you yet personally, or you know of a family member or a friend, or can go through this topic or issue about custody and maintenance. Now you know clear one of brought lo behind him lo tram kisim help him. So like just briefly, like custody, when you're talking about custody, it involves children, welfare blol pikinini. Like it's usually a matter that concerns both parents.
That's right.
Custody, and sometimes like when parents like a marriage ends or dissolves, like children are the ones that are always left behind. So it's a very sensitive topic, like what happens to the children, who gets custody, like usat by lookout misla picking. This is a very sensitive one. So custody it's governed by law, like the main act that was now, most recently, that's Lookout in Pikinini Act 2015, and we focus on this welfare bill Pikinini side block custody na maintenance is some help him what with in regards to some Lookout in block Pikinini too, maintenance is connected to custody. So brief about this topic, and we can engage the something councils about this tupla topic area of law.
Okay. It is awesome Gertrude talk penisa, and I'm glad that lo disla particular session you talk lo disla you me come lo disla new pla moon blo Mama Maria. This is the month of October, and you all know that all get our intercessions we are making, especially go along. Mama Maria is to do with the family now, picking in now, concerns belong them. So it's the same thing. So it's what a meaningful month for us to talk about this particular topic. long pamigim example long LTI through our legal aid service blomipla. I can tell you that about 80% or 75% of the cases we received all family related cases, and of that, of the total all family cases, all triple major ones, all IPO, all ansakisim, lakam luksi restraining orders or protection orders, interim protection orders against them all abusive or partners belong all or family relative or all close relatives belong all. That's what the Family Protection Act they apply along all. The next one is maintenance. Maintenance in terms of family, that's the next highest. Just imagine. And we're not only talking about all papa, mama, where all papa, or even plenty time also think maintenance, and all mama tas also ron go lokot lo asking maintenance, but no kat now all papa tu sa asking now long. All single fathers, lo asking kotu lo maintenance, because let us not forget the lookout in picnic does not discriminate. It does not discriminate. Meaning all same. Lo blong alpin bol mama tasol, even all papa too. Can go lokot, you sim disla ek, lo kisim anemia maintenance against him, mama blol pikinini. Both parents have equal responsibility, so look out in pikinini. That's we must not forget that. Na tu lo maintenance tu, lo side lo maintenance, all tupla married man married tasol. Plenty all single marry, all young pla marry. Who are all carrying all pikini outside of a matrimonial setting.
Wedlock.
Out of wedlock. All slow kind young people married to oklokam, all mama oklokam too. And it to be honest, it planted too much. Meaning to say, this promiscuity can lead to this sort of things too. The person that suffers is the child. Because strangu bayu kisi malivim lower long look out in all. And once you have a child outside of that security of a family setting, now hatok lo pani mani lo look out in this la pikini emi and abstract. The struggle is very evident. So one pla. Na narapla final narapla area custody. So custody and maintenance sort of goes hand in hand. But for you to even ask for maintenance, you must have custody of the children, especially if suppose papa mama broke married. So those are the sort of things. And we're seeing a lot more in terms of custody too, where all bubu blong all pikinini, all uncle and all auntie blong all pikinini too oklokam, because some of these kids are orphaned. And they're living with another relative. We're only looking also no look out them good. So the interested persons interested in the child's welfare, they're coming forward to ask for custody of the children. And the lookout in Picnic also provides for that. So we're seeing a lot of grandparents come forward. All kandre oklo come forward. Na all liklik all papa or mama blong all pikini or dislakan oklo all barata or sister all papa mama oklo come forward lo kisim custody all pikini. And then there's this emerging scenario also in terms of custody, where all pikini all negligent, all papa mama belong all pikini, and they're not, for some reason, I wouldn't say negligent, but I think immature, or they're not taking responsibility of the children, and the parents all bubu bloods all pikini, because all luwari all pikini, they're trying to come forward to get custody of the children, and that's creating conflicts, because they have to prove to the court that they have actual the capacity or even standing to even apply for custody while they have genuine interest. That's another issue now for the courts to deal with, and they go strictly by the Lookout and Pikini Act. So I'm all these little areas mipla in terms of maintenance blongol. So we'll start off by talking maintenance. Olgata line I think Olgata must look service. So when it comes to maintenance, especially underneath Lookout in Pikini Act, it doesn't matter you sad papa mama. When you go to court, the primary interest is the interest of the child. So it's said that plenty of time or lines go court. It's the father trying to, or the tupla papa mama, they are fighting against each other in court, and they forget the child. It's the child's needs.
Back at each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely, that's the thing. And we and I tell only tamul sakam lo mipla lo halwim lo mipla, mi sa tokim lawyers no trainee lo mipla. remind the parents it's not about them.
Yeah.
It's always about the child.
True.
So if there's an avenue for us to talk to the other parent, do that first. Because with the interest of the child is important, because this could be a very traumatic experience beginning it too. So it needs to be sensitively dealt with every time before legal law court. So that's what we always see. If there's real avenue long discussion to narapla parent, then well, the only option is go court. But when you go to the court, when you make arguments before the court for maintenance, argue the interest of the child. The moment you start talk law, Papa I make him all same, or Mama make all same.
You're getting out
Court, you go narapla rotol letter, you be
You're
animal.
trying to do something you're not supposed to do.
Absolutely. So, time talk law maintenance too, it must be reasonable maintenance.
True.
When you're trying to, or when you're making all submissions before law this court, the appropriate court law filing all claims and law family court. Law must be in family court tam law town. Or narapla provinces and this la district court. Whatever district court or magistrate preside long, but you go file before law this la court. Now the magistrate they will preside over that matter. So now so pam talk one of the first thing you like proving before you go to court lo maintenance that biological pikiniblo this la man or Mary, you must prove that one. That's the main thing. Main thing. Age pikinia must below the age of 18. So you can apply long maintenance for this la pikini. Pikina is that one them the parent that is seeking the maintenance, and you must prove desertion. Meaning to say the other part papa or mama blo pikinini ino oklo halivim. No stop on temol na ino oklo halivim lo look out him. Lusimolta sol without any just means of support. That's what me plol also temim long inside lo. It basically means that papa or mama lusim na ino oklo halivim long baim osem kaikai or school fee or time pikini sikol in the baim. So this law something you must step inside lo this la claim time you gonna you. File him law court, district court, long all baharim. So first thing by magistrate by asking, but you papa blood slap pikini, you can prove him. Nam talk yes. Suppose parent dispute him, the reply like simgolo court yeah. No talk no gat or sem no pikini blame, then court by this deal tasol one them the amount you're asking for. Suppose semi dispute him, not a problem now. You must prove him past him or papa blow pikini.
Paternity test now.
So
it's another costly exercise.
Very
expensive. Takes a long time.
Very expensive. And then time you seeking maintenance too, or in terms of the actual costings below you too. It must be reasonable. Yes, you can all get all affidavit below you or one evidence you give court must at least the most closest or reasonable cost law how much is you're going to be needing to support the child. And then by court by look law this land by decide okay I'm through this amount. The other thing the court will look at is whether that parent is able to afford to pay the maintenance. Emi holding work or no gat. Emi kisi enough pay na Islam mas yo glass kime emi na plobai mo no gat. So there's a whole lot of things here.
Sometimes they will try to ask for something that is more.
Oh my goodness! Run that person dry, you know. Yeah. The other parents. But yeah, and the other thing too. Perangu misa looking plenty time tambol, especially all mama sa kam lo mi plalo askim lo halevim. Always I talk, mane look lo narapla pikini na ino look lo pikini I'm carrying the narapla Mary. He's responsible for my children, my child. Unfortunately, law look out him even tisla pikini long. I'm carrying the narapla Mary too. So even though pikini no born inside lo married or this la kind, the parents you're asking maintenance from, and we got the same responsibility or some long la pikini or some one the more pikini and carry inside lo married too. That's just how the law works. And not only that, the same time pikini born even wanted la narapla mama pam tokwane pikini innocent. So the same laws applies to all of them. He or she is owed the same amount of attention long disla papa blong olgeta or mama blong olgeta disla pikin. So and also something by caught iweim. And you see it's a very hurtful experience. Plenty time tamol parents come. You see especially mothers come with they're very emotional. It's heartbreaking. That only no kissims like annual support blow look out the mol bikini blongola. And then not only mothers, I've seen a father. I've had clients personally me representing mol papa to Hukula scheme lo maintenance longol all mama, and I was one of the first to test him this look out in Bikini Act. I was representing a father at the time.
Nice.
It's
really nice.
So then I went to court and I argued, look, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't say the Wanema is like this, and it says there that the parents are equally responsible, meaning to say, while she's asking for, and my client was a defendant, while she's asking for X amount, lot of equal responsibility. So Olgata Disla money or costings and put him come down here, she's responsible to pay the other half of that. So my client is responsible to pay only one, half of that.
You can't push all the responsibility.
You can't push all the responsibility to the father. So in that way, me plug in what the agree one thing, our interpretation of that provision. So by looking plenty time mama igol sa to gata responsibility blo papa blong gol pikina lo pay 100% blo disla wanemia, which is not correctly interpreted by the parties. Both parents have equal responsibility. Lo by wanemia maintenance blo pikini blong. It's really unfortunate where one parent is not working. So
one question that's all this amiga onla for the benefit of our listeners. We can see maintenance through lokoto da. Na igat narapla to lo side of family welfare or
office
of
director
welfare. If you can explain a little.
So that director of child welfare, that's the actual office established inside Long by the Department of but in the provision of the FP Family Protection Act, that office is in the office of the Department of Community Development, Welfare Office. We're in an instance where whether Papa Mama not look out in Pikini properly, as per the responsibility and need to look out in Pikini Act, or whether parents the children is orphaned or dislocated. Our Director of Child Welfare Office is supposed to come in immediately and take responsibility of those children as wards of the state. So the same act, also they are he's the body or person responsible for facilitating this particular lookout in Bikini Act. So M same. So M2 as the custodian or as the at the time got interim custody lol pikini em supposed lo kisim golo court na take him appropriate court orders lo maintaining lol pikini to in the interest of that of the child. The unfortunate thing in Papua New Guinea is we don't have orphanages. We not all established orphanages.
Social services bloom play
strong. And not only that, I think we lost our director of child or something Yanni strong when passing my last year that's all or early this year. And so that position is vacant, but even then they're under resourced for him to fully utilize him all gata powers belong him. I mean need him this law orphanage. So all picking him is a look him long road, name is a worry long all. He has the power to go get them and put them in orphanage. And then go local law, kiss him appropriate orders lo maintain him in he can't utilize that. So that's the situation we need to look into.
But it's nice to acknowledge that there are actually some good Samaritans out there.
Absolutely.
They're not recognized by the government or any whole non-profit where they've opened their doors
absolutely.
to look after children.
17 Mile, I think.
17 Mile.
And
then there's also Mr. Philip Vaki and his wife,
Oh, yeah.
Tish Boroko.
Okay.
He was in prison and come out
Yeah.
from Lilik Ministry. And he looks
that's
after
nice.
children
That's
as
excellent.
well.
Yeah.
So it's got a big family. So these are people in our society that
Yeah.
have taken that bold step.
Yeah.
Like they've opened their doors.
Yeah.
Answered the call.
Yeah.
So it's a calling in itself. So
That's
it's like welfare block picking is very paramount
Yeah.
when we're talking about
Yeah.
custody and maintenance. And I think in the middle of the year we were talking about family.
That's right.
When you look at it, like we have a lot to do.
Yeah.
This country, like in terms of like you going back to the family unit.
Yeah.
Plenty of little heavy come up because Maritino sit down good. Family unit in a strong, like you see yourself,
Yeah.
separation and all this.
Yeah.
Like I always continue to repeat this principle, and I stand firm on that. Is that like the sanctity of marriage must be protected in this country.
Now.
True.
So like we have situations, and this is the reality. Now. We have a lot of single
parents,
mothers and single parents out there. People have taken it lightly.
True, yeah.
Or some like this la sanctity or sacredness blomarin. Like one man, one woman situation. Now we have multiples.
Yeah.
Now some as a result, like we recognize that they are in law, like there's two main forms of marriage.
That's right.
Hereditary marriage by law or customary marriage. Now it's become a norm that we now have like all de facto, which is in some proceeding court looks at ourselves status marriage, how many years culture without any form of bride price, but you're living and
together.
Kind of seminar. Sometimes it concerns me because like in that kind of situation there's not much security. So if the man or woman wants to break away from this arrangement, can do so.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But the children are always the victim.
Affected, yeah.
So I must remember one plus something where you may have to, I don't know, we have to try our best to bring back, like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think to answer that question, but before the Wanemia, we used to have the Matrimonial Clauses Act and the Enticement Act before,
adultery enticement.
That was criminal, even up to the date when I was at university, and I think up until 2008 or this last time. Having an extramarital affair was a criminal an act.
Bigamy.
And the other one is bigamy. If it's polygamous, it's defined as having a bigamous relationship. So because if there was this criminal attached to it, Plantiman separate law committing adultery this time. And I have to go back and research on this, but I think it was in 2008 or 2009 it was decriminalized, meaning no come up criminal act anymore. I mean, that's my personal view. No, but I'm true, and after that the rise, because it's only a civil proceedings now. But go kisim to play go court to play mama or man marry committing adultery. And the fine blow to blow on them 1,000 and that's all. And that's it. And you just imagine, you can see more first time you go to court or committing adultery. Now I'll go back, now I'll around Paul one time again. You can see more go by charge them all same amount again.
It's like getting children to answer for their crime and then them going back and doing the same thing.
And so the moment it was, I reckon when it was decriminalized, that's when things went out of hand a bit,
But then it's kind of like when you front up to the family courts, most of the claims have to do with maintenance. Plenty.
I think I did one.
Criminalized again.
So you gentlemen might have some views on this, but it's
I did one of my first, I was a trainee lawyer at the time. Director said most of the cases are just family law, a good number of them family law. So I did one. We have to do at least two matters, and both of my matters were family law matters. So there was an IPO that I had to take. One son is being a bit not nice to his mother, so I got that one and got it granted. But the other one, the maintenance, it was a custody one. So basically, the guy is from the coastal, and the partner, the mother of the little girl is from the islands. What he said is that I told him, if you're going to court, it's serious stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to get some strong orders, and then he just wanted custody. He said, I don't want maintenance. I don't want. So the first thing I asked you that, would you still want to be in a relationship with this lady?
Yeah, later.
Yes, he's like, yes, I still want to, but because when we go to court, all about look, beginning. So speaking, so you cross blue want a mirror or mirror cross blue, court them, relevant I block court. The court sees, if the court looking more so you play tupla fight go come na.
Yeah.
All but no pisi, all but kirap order you play tupla one day payment.
Payment is beginning.
It's like no, at be. But like stop yet, but then Miriam so go stop on the online blue.
Also influence.
Mama blue or Papa blue. Also influence. Okay. So you try talk past them.
Yeah.
You play talk na. Talk him something me talk you now. So me interest for beginning important. Suppose you play to plan.
Yeah.
No look out the beginning. You play to play crossfight. Time me file this paper go court now. But court patani beg na asking me how beginning sleep sleep good look good
now.
So these are the main things that the court will ask.
Custody pila something too.
It's serious stuff. People go to jail for that.
Trango so lo side block custody lo consider him suppose more like sim custody just like maintenance all papa mama ta so no sa kam lo seeking assistance especially long mi plan not sim long LTI. All bubu blong all pikini to like sim custody to away from their own children who are not looking after their own grand, all bubu blong all. So all is a concern long all bubu blong all now. All is a like come kisim custody. Namito okay, well in that case it from me or some is savim or some is genuine only interest long when the welfare bubu blong all. Whether the court will agree with them because the responsibility lies with as per the laws, lies with the parents, another thing. But there is a provision to look out in Guinea Act where persons of interest can apply for custody. And if there's gross or some negligence or papa mama true no look out in Guinea altogether, then there may be a chance there. But it really depends on the magistrate presiding over on the day. Whether I'm considering that serious enough to award him custody all pikinini. So that's another thing that where people are quite serious or can go make him like kind of application lo court in the interest of the child. If tupla papa mama look out him pikinini. So the court to consider custody award him low sat. Whether you got anemia the person asking for custody and whether we can provide him some Israelito, a roof over the head of the child,
parental support,
financial support, you through financial support. You work, you can feed him pikini, you can put him pikini, you go to school, or this like or something. Now you can feed him pikini, and there will always be if you make a custody an application for custody. The court will always ask for an independent home study report. So all by ordering in one of its directions in Plasatok or court order by asking one of the parties to go to welfare office. Give me like order equal welfare office now welfare office by gonna make it its own independent assessment. Bagola house lo papa, Nabian house lo mama, and then it's supposed to be confidential. This la report, And Basalim say that. Then Basalim golong it's supposed to be confidential. And then Basalim golo courthouse. So courthouse magistrate now by looking this la report and then by making decision beyond lo this la. Yes, and then after that they award him custody. It's supposed to be confidential.
I think because it's such a sensitive matter, like I'm of the view that when you're dealing with custody and maintenance, because we have to be honest, our justice system is not a very fast one. No. Some all these matters you can actually try and resolve all parents.
Oh, definitely.
You think also my encouragement to those who are listening as best as possible, to avoid the trauma that comes with dragging a child through custody proceedings and all this. like you can, as a parent, so if you think of the well-being of the child, you play it can sit down and decide. I think nowadays people are considering co-parenting. Time Marti Buruk, like Mama Papa Sagri, like there's a parental plan or visitation, like picking this papa for this period or this how many months or sometimes in a month or kind of like people have now come to that or some mutual understanding, but all two parties almost one bell, because that's one way of minimizing the trauma that is attached. You don't want to deprive a child from both parents, despite or some sit down blow mama papa, like the child deserves and is entitled to the attention of both parents. So I must say welfare is paramount. Because well-being, there are some situations where children have come through like separation, like it has affected them.
It has.
True.
Emotionally, mentally. Sometimes some become suicidal or depressed. So that's something that we have to try and avoid. So like personally, because it's only those very serious cases where parties cannot agree, it warrants the court's intervention.
Absolutely, absolutely. If there's an avenue long or two parties, even responsibility can come kind line of your lawyers. If you're going to represent all papa, mama, in all cases, whether it's maintenance or custody, if there's an opportunity long, please discuss past them. And not the advantage of discussing with the other party or narapla papa or narapla parent, because you got this understanding, it's peacefully resolved and peace is maintained. For the within that this relationship, how it's going to look into the future, and the child will be settled. I'm not grossly affecting them. People may think that a 5-year-old or 6-year-old is not noticing that the parents are running to court, but they do. They do. And in between all that fighting, there's no attention paid to them, and they also look at and all by noticing. So how will go to school in terms of their attitude? Lo school belong all to emba all falta. They usually daydreaming lo classroom, and these are the things me like some listeners only arim now long wanemia or papa mama or arim or sati got interest or picking your lo harim now lo Radio Maria
things to watch
thinking lo look lo this la. You think also beginning go school na mi school go taso lem trangu em go school lim look papa mama go paiti go kam lo custody na maintenance. You can give sample or lucky or got kai na go school, but while parents are fighting for maintenance, some time all picking you got lunch na go school. Only go sit down lo classroom, only daydream or worry or look at a side lo window is stop, and you just imagine this la whole semester must pla wanemia ikamigo or tem ikamigo na picking no school good, and then at the end of the year he's forced or she is forced to go into the next grade. Whether Emmy learning enough lo qualify mem go to next grade. And no at system naturally me go. So by the time I'm finishing grade 10 or this la kind or even grade 8. And I'm sit down long exam, and that's how you have kids failing because they during that process long education long learning plant is something whereby enabling more long go next grade. So that's the unfortunate result of this or situation where kids find themselves. Some things in terms of all actions lo mipla all big all papa mama mipla make him bam talk one name all pikini all not control, but let's be responsible in how we deal with them. Lo welfare all pikini. So that's why I always encourage as a parent myself when I online wanted like all cases blow maintenance now custody saka I encourage him all young people always lo mipla see if there's an avenue to discuss first outside. So it will be the best situation for everyone, going forward. So always think of those first. It can get really ugly.
When it comes to custody. I actually had my first custody matter in the national court involved. It was a kind of like a de facto situation. So like the father was somewhere else, and like this child like also sit down to play right, like it wasn't like a formal marriage or customary marriage, like it was a relationship pikinia in a sense. So papa stop elsewhere na pikinia stawat mol tumbuna blam mol bubu blam. So like it was a pretty emotional like exercise for the, like you try to draw your one but then you sometimes get like, you know, as lawyers are, we're supposed to maintain that professionalism and all this, but sometimes you, like, especially it involved a child, 3-year-old, and like, the way we've been looking, Papa wanted custody because the mother was not a fit and proper person to look after the child, and the unfortunate thing was that like she would use the child to bait the father, and that's like it happens in our country, but we should never use children.
Never.
They
Weaponize that.
But like on a positive note, like the court directed us to come up with a consent order to cover visitation.
That's right.
So that helped. Like for a certain period, it was a 5-year period. But then as the years went along, Mama Blo Pikinia he abandoned him. Abandoned him Pikinia. So the child, you know, like in the end, the father got what he wanted, his son. So he was in a position to take care of his own son because the mother, like after the 5 years now, she never came forward to, you know, like that proceeding just, you know, kind of died out.
No utility to continue.
No utility to continue. But let me show you like the character. You mean to kosem all papa tu sa neglecting responsibility. But all mama too. There are, I know there's like there are single fathers out there, widow fathers that also try best blow.
Definitely.
You know, provide a stable environment for their children, upbringing of their children. Now we're talking about custody, like in situations where like separation and divorce and that kind of stuff. But then maintenance, like it's also another very sensitive topic. Especially it becomes more challenging when papa you come up in beginning but you deny him. That's a very emotional one. Kind heavy where a single mother goes through again. It helps if like with due respect of papa like so you come up and slap bikini, like you take ownership. I mean it doesn't mean that like we two have to be together, but at least you are man enough to accept that responsibility.
Honor your responsibilities.
You look out him, because I know I've come across like family and friends where like to this date some of them do not know who their fathers are. And for a child growing up and you become an adult, you feel that there's a missing piece there. So as much as possible, you be trying to shield him or pikin. And I've seen a lot of courageous single mothers out there that have been both father and mother to their children. But all pikin will come through Lodisla, all kind of challenging all circumstances. They've become somebody in life.
They're very strong. Big man got planned lifelong.
So I'm just like, I think my message to the listeners is like, we really have to protect him. Or family blow your me.
Gertrude,
so this
the other circumstance na may panin planty blow side blow custody blow pikinini, but it's more adoption. So all especially time you adopt him or you kiss him pikini blow brata blow you or and a relative blow you and time you kiss him pikini inside lo time blow you married one time partner blow you and the situation becomes complicated. I married the buruk.
So what happens
to that adopted child? And these poor kids are caught. So what I encourage people is, if you're going to get this child, please formalize that adoption, because if there's nothing on paper that looks like also adopted you got question okay, you got adopted one name blow pikinini. Suppose you got evidence blow this la pikini yosem em adopted, you can't even claim maintenance for them when the marriage breaks, especially when dissolution of marriages comes about. Well, papa and mama married and then for reasons of their own or like now divorce, that child is caught now. Who's going to be responsible for that adopted child? So if you're adopting a child, that child, even though I'm not bullet blue you, and if there's some formal recognition of the child, you people are responsible for the child, even in divorce proceedings. Some parents also deny him this adopted pikinini, and it's happening too often, especially when, for example, this pikini or adopt him. For example, pikini come no side blow mama, or adopt him pikina. So time married to buru papa bato no em line blue so em you kissing pikina na go, but on record that child is adopted by both parties. This parent, even though the child is adopted, he has responsibility to look after the child. So please, this is something that we must all understand, especially time using picking time and baby.
Hello, me Daniela.
Hello, me Phyllis.
Yupla Club Radio Maria. You bring him Christ to go along Yupla.
Where there's record, there's responsibility. Even look at him picking. Now, issues arise when there's no formality in adoption. And all mamas are coming to seek him on a maintenance against him, papa. And not a married to Brooke Penis. We ask for adoption. As evidence law adoption, and there's nothing. Miss Plus talking mama and we'll try, but as we all know, you go to court when there's cause of action. And if there's no, there's no course of action.
Wake up, PNG. Wake up, PNG. The change starts with you.
Maintenance or custody or this kind of number. Let's make sure that their interests are always protected. Yeah, that's all I think. Yeah.
Many last words before you make Kamlo this session, I think.
No, it's a very sensitive topic that we have to, I don't know, probably could discuss part about it during next week about the adoption process or something like that.
Yeah, we'll do that, we can do that,
I think all of us, we've handled pro bono cases about custody and maintenance at some level or another. And the first thing that people underplay is the importance of having counsel.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So I advised, if I assess the situation, and I try to tell them, okay, are there any churches that you guys go to? You guys go and sit down with your elders, or go and sit down with the father from your parish, or whichever. But make sure that a third impartial party is involved to try to resolve things.
True.
At the end of the day, when children are involved, they cannot trust their own judgment when they are busy fighting each other.
True.
Very true.
Yeah, so... Yeah, but it's like I said, it's a big topic. We could probably
touch on it again next week.
Explore again probably next week for our next session. But thank you. And also, it's a very personal topic as well for some of us. So
that's right.
But thank you very much. Thank you for a great session with you guys.
To do with children, it's always very, personal and very sensitive.
True.
To deal with any child for that matter. And then especially when it comes to this with the law and dealing with the child, it's very sensitive. So the main thing that I'd probably like to leave with our listeners is that we all have a duty and responsibility as a parent, or at least as someone who's a parent or a father or mother. There's always a duty and responsibility when a child is brought into the world. So that's probably the main thing that you should have at the back of, we should as parents or guardian, we have at the back of our mind is that we have a duty to these small ones. And we have to make sure that we provide everything for them to grow up in a good environment and to prosper and contribute to our country and our nation. So that's basically maybe the main thing that I'd like to leave with the listeners.
Thank you for the very another productive session for this Saturday. I think because I'm reiterating what my friends have said, it's important, like suppose you yet you find yourself in that situation, you need him, help him, whether it's especially family matters, you're battling with a custody issue, or you like him some financial support, the welfare beginning, like always reach out to someone. To some counselors or like maybe you start off with in your church community.
No, it is important.
I think there's some counseling, at least somebody you share that burden, don't keep it to yourself. Like it's better to when that wound is fresh, or it's heavy and fresh, you reach out to someone, talk to someone, so can guide you, help you, and then if you decide to take the next step, seek legal counsel.
That's right,
a way forward, but like I said in the very beginning, it's a very sensitive topic. As best as possible, you try best to deal with it, and the court is always the very last resort. If parties cannot agree.
That's right. Yeah.
So you be all get we got them all custom, we have our cultures there. We start there. See how we can resolve it amicably as a family or as a tribe or community before we decide to go to court. So this talk me like Lusim, and I just wanted to acknowledge again you got our listeners from the Maplo country, sit down, me acknowledge the senior counsel staff inside law studio. Thank you, Angelina, Hezron, and Israel, for your commitment and dedication to this cause. And with that, I would like to wish all your listeners a very safe and blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear lawyers. Thank you so much for your time spending with us, Radio Maria, teaching our listeners about the law and the Constitution. Thanks a lot. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, we invite you all to continue in the programs of Radio Maria, Papua New Guinea, 103.5 FM in Mosby, in Goroka, and in different frequencies in different parts of the country. Now let us continue with our program.